If we bet on Sam Houston State today, whether it wins the squad round or not, but if we bet on Sam Houston State today and they don't cover and they don't win, I will buy a Sam Houston State jersey and wear it for a week on stream, looking like a fucking idiot. Yeah, he's a moose shit coach. He's a terrible coach. Get Ron Rivera out of here. I'm not even saying to hand the keys over to Behenemy yet. All I'm saying is this is not our head coach. This is not a winner. This is not our guy. Listen up. All right, take a little mental screenshot of this one. Boop. Give me the Ravens laying 3. Come on, it's got to be Baltimore must play here. They're winning this game big. It's going to be an under game. They're going to be running the shit out of the ball, and they're going to win this game by 5+, maybe 10+. I mean, if you have to listen to Jameis Winston for advice on the sidelines during a game, that's probably when you got to hang him up and maybe go with a different game plan here, Javon, because if he's seeing something that Derek Carr and the coach aren't, that's an issue to me.
That's just Jimmy Butler activities now. I just don't know if I can click a square and just say, you know what? I'm going to go to the grave with Jimmy Butler today when I see that cut, that profile.
I'm watching them rock. Damn. Brand new bag with Pro, but I didn't pay for it. I don't like spending that cash because I'm trying to savor it.
What's up, chat? Happy BTL episode 346 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your host, Krabs, and Javon is on the way, folks. The pod's running a little bit over today. All right, no worries. Make sure you guys check out the pod. We'll be seeing once it drops. We're getting Javon on here a little bit late, but he's on the way. The milkman is out for the delivery route, folks. Have no fear. He's coming. We got no stress. Okay, we're going to go over the W recaps from this past weekend. My goodness, what a weekend it was, Chad. It's been a couple days. Good to see you guys. W's, we got some sub bangs flowing in already. We got Golden Wildcat coming in hot with a subby, 10 months. Love to see it. And I love to see some check marks here over on the right sector with the NFL recaps from the weekend. 3-2 from me. Looks like Javon went 3-1-1. Chat, we take that any day of the week and twice on Sunday. We're back. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the college football recap here. We'll take a peep at it. Ooh, a lot of greens. A lot of greens here, chat. 4-1 for me on college football this weekend, and Javon went 3-2. Not a single losing card there. W's, chat. Love to see it. Green beans. They're everywhere. Okay, a lot of green beans on these recaps from the weekend. W's. Let's go ahead and do the L recaps from the Hail Mary and the Five Guys entry. Okay, this was just a new shit parlay is what this was, plain and simple. Just a terrible parlay. Mizzou over, never even, close. Iowa State, that was a terrible bet. I cannot believe I watched that game. And then the Bills lost as well. Let's go to the Five Guys entry. Five Guys Burgers and Fries, sure. Five Guys Burgers way better than this freaking 5-piece entry. We got to the freaking end. We got to the last 2 squares there, and then Matabike got a sack in the first quarter, and Mac Jones, I think, ended with like 3 or 4 rush yards. It was never Matabike and Mac Jones. Okay, guys, we got to be so much better. And yes, we need the college basketball milk. It's coming today, folks. Went 2-2 yesterday. Not good enough. Going to need to run it back today with some winners. And I came prepared today with a couple that I love. Okay, we got Devin Makes Music coming in hot, giving out a sub bang. Let's freaking go, Devin. W's, Devin. Chat, let's get some W's going for my guy, Devin Makes Music. He's in here every freaking day giving out subbies. Vibing. Absolutely vibing. Okay, first time BTL back from Japan, Thailand. Yeah. Okay, Devin, are you out there right now? That's crazy. Good for you. Dubs. All right, chat. Let me know how your weekend went. Did you guys hit some bets? Did you hit some plays? I hope you did. And yeah, Auburn from a dog to a favorite. We're going to talk about that. I think they've got some of their guys, some of their dogs confirmed playing tonight, which could have to do with that line flip. Don't worry. We'll talk about it. You guys know I'm in the lab, balls deep with college basketball, ready to give you guys some winners and some angles on this wonderful Tuesday. Okay, guys, college basketball in the most college basketball way ever. Starting off the season with an IUPUI game yesterday and then no real key games the first 2 days of the season. You can't make it up. It's the most college basketball stuff ever. You'd think they'd have, Duke versus UNC opening night. Nope, you get IUPUI playing against Spalding to open up the season. And we got a hype train right now, folks. W's. We got Jay Gucci coming in, giving out a sub. Let's go, Jay Gucci. That's my guy. W's. Love to see it. And chat, we did have a time this weekend at the Prize Picks World Championships. Might as well keep powering through this recap while we wait for Javon. Yeah, me and Javon played Madden a little bit. Gosh, they had an unbelievable setup this weekend in Atlanta for the boys. What a weekend. What a round. It was not pretty. I know you guys already know. I'm sure you went over this yesterday on the Surge stream, but went 3 for 6. We beat OT Meg, who went 2 for 6. We need to be so much better than 3 for 6 if we want to beat MMG this week. And I'll tell you what, chats, we have a little bit longer to get our freaking entry out there this time, and we're going to spend plenty of hours in the lab finding NFL squares for this weekend. We're going to do better than 3 for 6. It was always the feat. Yeah, Godsend, that's on me too. That's on me. Why do I not just let Chelly have nice things and let him give his square? Because that would have smacked. We would have been in a much better spot. But you know what? That's on me. We move. We will be better. Love that from Javon's Milk. We will be better. And we're attacking. We play MMG this weekend. We're going to win. We're going to win. Okay, Dubs. Yeah, I got absolutely annihilated in Madden from Javon. He took it personally. I scored on the first drive of the game, went up 7-0, and next thing you know, Javon's beat me 72-33. Yeah, he's way better at Madden than me, tell you that much. And he showed it. He put up a 72 burger, chat, and that means I got to tail a 4-piece gob from Trent this week. So stay posted on that, and also Goods. I just remembered after watching that freaking intro for BTL, I got to buy a Sam Houston State jersey. Goods, if you have some time.
I've been looking into it, and I don't think there's a such thing as a custom jersey.
Okay, well, I might
for
have to
Sam Houston.
buy a jersey and take it somewhere in person where they can stitch on.
They can embroider it, yeah. Or we can just duct tape Cornelson on the back.
We could do that. We could do that. Either way, I need a freaking Sam Houston jersey ordered this week.
They have them. Least. It's just getting them custom made for Cornelson on the back doesn't seem
tough.
Yeah, trust me. I was in the well looking for this jersey like for an hour and a half. It was a complete waste of my time.
And Chad, congrats to Sam Houston. They got their first win this past weekend against Kennesaw State. Congrats to Sam Houston getting a W this season. They were minus 20.5, I believe, Goods to Kennesaw State, and they barely won. They were losing at halftime, actually. So cannot make it up, but good to see them get a win. Goods, if you have some time today, maybe pull up the Sam Houston State, add to cart on here later on BTL. Maybe I'll just order it on here because I need that jersey on the way.
Yes.
W's. Right. Okay. And W Goots on ground as well this weekend. People talk about boots on grounds, going to the games. How about Goots on ground at the Ravens game on Sunday? Good to see your boys get a W.
Very easy. Easy dub.
Dude, Ravens look great.
They do.
They look great. You guys
look machine. Yeah.
Goots on ground.
We got 2 division matchups next 2 weeks, so it's definitely going to be a little harder than that was.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for the future for sure.
Dude, you guys look great. 1,000%. Chat, let's keep moving and grooving here. I do have to tail a 4-piece gob from Trent this week on Prize Picks because I lost and got absolutely emasculated in Madden to Javon this week. Let's keep moving so we can talk about some plays. Krabs, do you wish you were a Ravens fan? No, Chiote. For some weird reason, in the bottom of my heart and in my soul, I am a Commanders fan. I don't know what it is, man. I am. I'm a Commanders fan. It makes too much sense for me to be a Commanders fan, honestly. If you know DC sports, you know that it makes sense for me, the contrarian, to be a DC fan. We got Ron Mux Clam coming in hot with a subby. Let's go, Ron. Ron bringing the hype train out. So let's go, Ron. Sure. Love to see it. Love to see it. Talk about CJ Stroud. Yeah, CJ Stroud's a beast. I said it before the season. He was going to be the best rookie QB, and he's going to be one of the best QBs in football for the next decade. CJ Stroud is legit, folks. Full Commanders fit minus 700 was a lock this weekend. Yeah, I had to put on the sweats. They said no Commanders jerseys. So I had to put on the shoes and the sweatpants and the hat. Okay. Got to take commands. And W win this weekend for the Manders. Let's go. W's. Javon, get the fuck in here, dude. Get the fuck in here. And yeah, who else is rocking Manders sneakers? Nobody's rocking those. Who else has that much heart? Nobody. None. Zip. People don't even know those shoes exist. As they probably shouldn't. Okay. Let's keep moving and grooving. Let's talk about some college basketball. Javon's about to hop on, but we'll get this shit started. Okay. How about Tennessee minus 26.5 last night, folks? We love to see that. We love to see that. They put it absolutely on Tennessee Tech, who stinks, by the way, last night. Tennessee, their defense is back. We saw Ziegler getting some action. I was not expecting Ziegler to play, I'll be honest with you, but he tore his ACL about halfway through the season last year, maybe a little bit towards the beginning of the season. And then he ended up actually playing in their first game last night. That was good to see. He played 12 minutes. Vescovi played. He only had 2 points. Very interesting. Vescovi going through some personal stuff this offseason, coming back, only had 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting. and this Tennessee team still won. We saw Dalton Newt absolutely ball and impress everybody in his Tennessee debut. He dropped a 17-piece last night, carried the team, leading scorer. Guys, Tennessee, the Volunteers, are going to be really good again this season. Okay, that's something I learned last night. You guys were saying the Twitch app is bugging hard. It's a black screen. Can't see or hear shit. Huh. That's not good. Chat, try refreshing. Try refreshing. Twitch is broken right now. I have to watch here. W's, Ron. Okay. Love to see it, Ron. Okay, guys, if you're having some problems, just go ahead and refresh. You guys say you can hear me. We'll keep moving and grooving, okay? Let me know if you guys have some more issues down the line, though, all right? But how about Dalton Newt's impressive debut? And I'll tell you what, if Ziegler's only playing 12 minutes, still getting loose, still getting back into the groove after a torn ACL, and if Vescovi's only dropping 2 points and this team is still winning in the fashion they did last night, they're going to be just fine this season. Watch out for Tennessee this year. They're very good. What else did we learn last night? We learned that Kentucky is pretty freaking good this season. They've got some serious depth as we get a Burt 5-2-1 sub bang in here to the community. Let's freaking go, Burt. Let's go, Burt. W's giving out a sub to the community. Love to see it. Yeah, Kentucky, I mean, against New Mexico State, which was probably the fakest sharp play of the day last night after their program got canceled last year, and they came back and got destroyed by Kentucky yesterday. But, guys, the Wildcats have some serious depth this season, so you got to tip your cap. Maybe they'll actually do something for once this year. I don't know. We'll see. Oregon held on for a big W last night against, who was it? Georgia, who was also fake sharp, although Georgia, I think, won the second half. I'll tell you what, I mean, Oregon might be really good. Oregon usually a slow starter in college basketball. We know they have one of the best coaches around. Turns out they had all their guys who were potentially hurt or out this game. They all got ruled back in before that game yesterday. That's why the line moved. And Oregon held on for a cover and a win by about 12 points last night. UConn and Purdue also took care of business in college basketball last night, getting big-time wins, almost putting up 100 pieces. UVA won big last night, 50-80, and Jordan Minor didn't even score. If you guys remember that name from Merrimack last season when we got burned and we took Merrimack as a squad ride and Jordan Minor got ruled out because he was fighting his teammates before the game. Well, he transferred to UVA this year, and he's going to be really good for the Cavaliers. And they won 50-80 last night, and he didn't even score. Okay, so UVA, I'm in on this season. I think they're going to be back. Do not sleep on Tony Bennett and the Cavs. Hate to say it as a VT guy, but it's true. Miami put up 100 piece last night. Looks like Miami has not skipped a beat. Miami's going to be really good again this season. They might not have the depth, but they're going to be very good, and their starters look solid. We'll talk about them in a little bit too. UNC got a win, but barely. I mean, Radford was beating them for most of the first half, and then UNC pulled away there late. We got Dinger, 13-6-9, giving out 5 subbies. Let's go, Dinger. Let's go, dude. Yes. Yes, Dinger. Love to see it. Love to see it, chat. And, yeah, don't fade Miami. We're going to be talking about that, okay? What else, guys? JMU last night. Unbelievable. Guys, JMU, buzzer beater. 8 seconds left in OT. Bang! Icing on the cake. Put them away, JMU. What a game from the Dukes. And we talked about the Dukes a little bit last week on here, but not enough. Guys, do not sleep on JMU. They're going to win the Sun Belt this season. They have one of the best guards in the nation. We're going to talk about him in a little bit. But how about JMU going on the road and knocking off the 4th-ranked Spartans? Holy smokes. What a game. Roll Dukes. They're freaking good. Okay, W's. Wanted to mention JMU, had to shout them out. I mean, I still think Virginia Tech's the best team in Virginia, but JMU and UVA are right there. They're right there. I went to high school with a starter on JMU. They've done so much in the last few years. Yes, they have done so much in the last few years. And looks like we got a VT sign in the background of your PFP. Is that at Tots? Is it the Tots VT flag sign? Love to see it, bro. I've been there a couple times. Yeah. Guys, JMU, they built an entire new college basketball facility. They've got a 5-star coming in next year. They've got one of the best guards in the country this season. Do not sleep on JMU this year, guys. They're legit, and they just beat Michigan State, the 4th-ranked team in the country last night. Keep your eyes peeled. Okay? Jedris, I knew you were going to come in here today and drop this. It was minus 1,000 for you to say Mount plus 20.5 today. You're my Mountaineer. We're going to talk about that game in a little bit. All right, fellow Hokie graduate, W's. Do I have any other Hokies in here? We got to have a couple. Let's keep moving and grooving. we're going to go ahead and hop into futures talk for CBP. And Javon's got to be on the way. Okay, I'm going to check my tweets. Let me check my beats here and see if he's pinging me at all. He's coming. He's on the way. But, guys, let's talk about who's winning it all this season. I mean, yeah, we got the Hunter Dickinson picture on Kansas. Isn't that so annoying that Hunter Dickinson is on Kansas this season? Yeah, I think it's really annoying. And then we got Duke, who's loaded once again. I think this Duke program is in a better spot now with Coach Shire than they were with Coach K a couple of years ago. I'm not disrespecting Coach K. Coach K is the greatest college basketball coach of all time. But I think it was time for him to hang it up with SBR. And we're seeing Shire pick up right where Coach K left off and then some, getting the best recruiting classes back-to-back Duke's seen in years. Unbelievable job by Shire and Duke and their boosters for keeping these kids coming. Duke's going to be really good this season. Not the biggest believer in Purdue. Not the biggest believer in Kentucky. Looks like they're fake sharp every single season. Michigan State just lost to freaking JMU, but we know what Michigan State does. They'll start slow every freaking season, and then out of nowhere, like they did last year in the tournament, they'll show up when it matters most. UConn's going to be good again this season. Do not sleep on Houston either. But I've got my eyes on a couple other teams who've got a little more value here towards the bottom. Yes, I like Tennessee. We talked about them with Jim Roots a little bit last week. He's very high on Tennessee. I hope you guys locked in the minus 26.5 last night. That was free.
Don't forget about Tyler Kolek and Marquette.
Dude, you cannot forget about Tyler Kolek.
No.
You can't. People are sleeping on Marquette. People are sleeping on Purdue,
sure
like Cat's saying right now. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are. I'm with you. Cannot sleep on Marquette and the Golden Eagles, kids. They were so impressive last season. Now, they had some luck go their way, but you cannot sleep on them again this year. Very well-coached team, very well-rounded team, the Marquette Golden Eagles are. Yeah,
absolutely.
Zachary in chat saying Kentucky keeps sleeping. Yeah, until Kentucky actually does something, I'm not going to gas them up anymore. They don't do shit. They don't do shit. And we got Daniel in chat. Daniel, what's up, my guy? It was great seeing you this weekend as well down there. W's Daniel. Best graphics guy in the game. Okay. I've got my eyes on another team who's got a little bit more value here, folks. If we want to talk about some futures, some values, some teams I think who could win it all this year, I'm just going to go over who I think is the best team in college basketball this season, and that's Arkansas. And I don't know if people are going to get hip to this, for another couple of weeks or not. I don't know if last night's dominating win was enough for people to get on board with me here. But, guys, Arkansas at plus 2,500 to win the whole shebang, I think is a steal. I love Arkansas this season. Everyone was on Must Bus last year, and for good reason. I mean, this team was unbelievably loaded with young talents. They had Nick Smith Jr., they had Ricky Council, they had Anthony Black. All these guys are in the NBA. They were goods, okay? And once they got into the tournaments, they still won some games. Guys, what does Must Bus do? He wins games in March. That's what he does, okay? Even when Arkansas is, irrelevant during the regular season and they sneak in recently, they've had some good success in the tournament. And I give all credit to Coach Musselman there in the Must Bus is going to keep on rolling this season, folks. And you're going to see Arkansas, who is taking a different approach this season. They don't have a bunch of, young freshmen, 5 stars coming in. They got a bunch of transfers this season. They have Khalif Battle coming over from Temple, who I personally think is one of the best players in the country. He came off the bench last night, which I thought was disrespectful, and he dropped a 21 piece. I'd be surprised if we see Khalif Battle coming off the bench anymore this season for Arkansas. He should be starting, and he's probably the best player on that team and one of the best players in the country. We've got Trevin Brazile, who's back from an injury. I mean, guys, we saw what he did on the first freaking couple plays of the game last night. This kid's a freaking dunking beast. He is a rim runner. He's going to be one of the best, talents around the rim in all of college basketball. And we'll show you the play that opened up the game last night where Brazile threw down a hammer dunk on the first fucking play. We're going to show that here. Yep. Little pass to Brazile in the corner. He's got some speed. He gets to the rack. Next thing you know, his freaking nuts are in the defender on Alcorn State's face. Okay, Brazile, one of the most underrated guys in the nation. He got hurt last year. Not a lot of people know him, but I think he's one of the best players in the country too. Guys, this team is freaking loaded. Okay, they got L. Ellis coming in from Louisville. They got Tremont Mark coming in from Houston. 2 very, very solid pieces. L. Ellis, a great scorer, and Tremont Mark, a very all-round, great defensive piece. Guys, last year, Arkansas tried to win with youth, and they had plenty of talent. They couldn't get to the finish line. They couldn't get to the Final Four, whatever you want to call it. They didn't get there. They didn't accomplish the mission. This season, they've got veterans, okay? This team, they return almost everybody from last season, all their veteran guys. You know, they lost all the one-and-dones, but they brought in all these great transfers to fill the voids here, a lot of older dudes, and this team is stacked. And if you look at what their one thing that hindered them last season was, it was shooting from the outside. Okay, what does this team do in the offseason? What does Must Bust do this offseason? Okay, he goes out, he gets 6 guys in the portal or who are freshmen who shot over 34% from 3 last season. Okay, guys, this team does everything. They've got the athletic ability, they got size, they got talent, they got shooting, they got veterans, and they've got a great coach. Watch out for Arkansas in the Must Bust this year. They are going to be the best team in college basketball, in my opinion. And at 25 hundo, I think they have some great value to win it all this season and be the best team in the nation and maybe even win a national championship. Do not let Arkansas get hot. Okay? W's, Chad, are you guys saying it was a Twitch issue? Looks like mine finally loaded. Okay, it's working. W's, we got some 10s, we got some 4s. If you guys are in here and you've got buddies who also like college basketball, do me a favor, share the link to this Twitch. Send it to your buddies in the group chat. Okay, say, yo, college basketball season's starting up. Who are we going to go to? Who are we going to rely on this year? It's got to be Krabs and Javon, 2 of the sharpest guys around who are betting college basketball, giving you guys plays every single day. Okay, Paddle Watt coming in hot with a subby, 8 months, W's Paddle Watt. Loyola Chicago plus 750 to win the A10 Dark Horse. Book it. Let's freaking go, Paddle Watts. Let's go, Paddle Watts. W's. We got Chiote. Just sent it to my mom, Krabs. Don't get any ideas. Chiote, man, it's a slippery slope. Watch out, bro. Arizona looks so good. No bench, though. Yeah, they do, Panda. They do, Panda. W's. Estrada and Grant Nelson are some dogs. Yeah, Devin. Yeah, Devin, they are. Do not sleep on Bama this year. Yeah, they're not a sleeper at all. Bama's going to be very, very good this season. 100%. No love for USC. USC did their job last night. I will say Kansas State was about as fake sharp as it could get last night. Don't sleep on Boogie Ellis and the Trojans. They looked sharp last night. Yes. We got Zach Coe coming in hot from the YouTube chat. Zach W's representing the YouTube folks. Love to see it. Make sure you hop in the Twitch when you want to do the squad ride vote at the end of the show. But for now, enjoy the YouTube. Love to see it, Zach W's. We got Caleb in the YouTube. We got KY. Sure. W's. Creighton's going to be very good. Yes, they will, dilly. Creighton will be good once again. Did you follow the Rams of VCU last night? Yeah, I followed the Rams. What's up, Goots?
I know everyone's sleeping on Notre Dame, but Marquise Burton last night, the freshman, 29 points. Micah Shrewsbury was fired up. Dude. I mean, that was a fun game. They should have beaten Niagara by a lot more, but
yeah, Niagara had a bunch of guys transfer to Power 5 schools this year too. Like they're a good program, but they don't have their guys this year. That was kind of concerning that you guys couldn't beat them by more than 10, but kind of saw that coming with the spreads.
It was just
Notre Dame.
As a Notre Dame fan, it was an electric game, and I wanted to bring up the freshman 29 points. I know they're not going to be that great this year, but
no, they're going to be one of the worst teams in the ACC. I still have a soft spot in my heart for the Irish. I mean, Mike Bray and that Notre Dame team back in the day with Jerry and Grant, Pat Connaughton, literally made me fall in love with the sport. I will stand by that. They helped me fall in love with college basketball.
Yes, sir.
100%. Yep. People sleeping on Purdue Krabs, brought in everybody back and filled our biggest need, athletic wings, with 3 new guys. Yeah, cannot sleep on Purdue this season. They still have Zach Edey. They're going to be good. Okay. Looks like everybody in chat is talking about their sleeper picks. Sure. Love to see it. We back on Twitch. Yes. Good. W's. Is MSU as bad as they look last night? No, they're not. Michigan State's going to be fine. Okay. They're just doing what they always do. And that's underperform and get out to a slow start. And then once it matters at the end of the year is when they're going to ball. We got Paddle Watt coming in hot, giving Samuel Adams a sub bang. Let's freaking go, Paddle Watt. Yes. Yes. W's. Love to see it. Love to see it. Let's talk today's winners. I'm happy to. Okay. We can talk about some of the games today. And then when Javon gets on, we can go back to some sleeper picks and teams we like, Goots. But let's talk about today's slates in college basketball. We've got a couple games on the horizon, and like I talked about earlier, guys, not really sure why college basketball doesn't really do a cool, first game of the season where it's like Duke UNC or something like that. They just hop right in with IUPUI versus Spalding. But you know what? Not going to complain. I'm just happy the sport is back. and we've got plenty of games and teams to talk about. Why don't we go ahead and get it started off with Mount St. Mary's in Maryland? Okay. You guys know I love me some Mount St. Mary's. I've got some bias, with that school as well. Grew up going to their games, watching their team. I'll be honest, though, guys. I don't know if the Mount has a stud on their team this season. I'm a little bit worried about the Mountaineers, who lose Jalen Benjamin to Santa Clara. That kid was a stud. We saw him keep the Mount in a lot of games last season and was one of the main reasons why we bet on the Mount this year. But Benjamin's gone on to bigger and better things, playing at Santa Clara. Yeah, Dakota Leflue, do not sleep on him. Probably the best player on the team returning. We saw him be probably their second best player last season. He is back, but besides that, they don't have much. Although I will say this is definitely, I guess you could call it a rivalry game. At least it is for the Mounts, who plays Maryland pretty much every season to start out the year. But I think it's going to be the Terps. I'll be honest with you guys. This Maryland team impresses me. They get Jameer Young back. They get Donta Scott back. They get Julian Reese back. They've got a veteran team, okay? And they're going up against the Mount, who lost their best player, a Mount team who is scrappy, and they've got hearts. But I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with this Maryland team in year 2 of Kevin Willard, a program now that I believe in with Kevin Willard at the helm. I cannot stand Turgeon. He was a terrible coach. He held them back. And also, we can't sleep on Maryland. They get Deshaun Harris-Smith coming in from Virginia, not University of Virginia, but a really good recruit, 32nd best recruit in his class from St. Paul VI, a very good sports school in Virginia. Kid staying local, and he's going to be a beast, plug-and-play starter for Maryland this season. He's going to be one of the best freshmen in the country. Guys, this team last year, what was their issue? They couldn't really shoot, right? They couldn't really shoot from outside. They were very athletic and big, but they really could not do anything out there. What do they do to fix it this season? They get Jamie Kaiser, who actually used to play QB in high school, but this kid's going to be their sharpshooter this season. They're going to rely on him heavily, early and often, which worries me a little bit in the first game of the season, but he's going to be their shooter this year. They return a lot of their guys you remember from last season in Scott, Young, and Reese. I think the Terps roll. We saw the spreads move from, I think, minus like 19 to 21.5, something like that for Maryland in the spot, or 20.5. Either way, I think the Terps roll and win big against the Mount at home. Okay, W's. Let's keep moving and grooving. Don't have a stud point guard anymore, though. They haven't had that for years with Chong Kui and Benjamin. I know. That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. Okay, guys, do not sleep on Maryland this season. They're going to be really good once again. Last year, what they were able to do with all those transfers, I mean, they had a freaking Mount transfer playing and was one of their best players last season. Now they got a lot of veterans back, and they got a top 35 recruit coming in. Year 2 of Kevin Willard. Look out for the Terps, guys. They're going to be good. This program, this team, this school is different now with an actual, good coach who knows what the heck he's doing. And he's starting to get some recruits from the area. I believe in Kevin Willard, and I like the Terps to win big today. Okay? Let's talk about Lemoyne and Georgetown here. All right? Maybe not the most exciting game on the slate, but let's talk about it a little bit. Did anybody else think that Georgetown was a little bit of a short favorite in this spot against a Lemoyne team who not a lot of people know about? All right? It's Ed Cooley's debut. All right? And I'll tell you what. Ed Cooley has his work cut out for him this season at Georgetown. It's not going to be easy. His team stinks. I mean, they lost pretty much everybody from last season, and they had a lot of talent. They just didn't have a good team last year. They don't have Primo Spears this year. They don't have Brandon Murray. They don't have Wahab. They don't have Akok, craziest name in college basketball. They only returned 3 guys from their team last season. Okay. And I'll tell you what, I could have sworn, or I would have thought, that Georgetown would at least be laying 20 points to frickin' Lemoyne, who I believe is a D2 or D3 school. They're not even laying 20. And I know that spread is moving up. I think they're up to minus 19 now or something like that, Goots. 18.5 maybe. Either way, though, that spread opening up at freaking 17 or 18 is crazy to me. I think that this Georgetown team is going to have a lot of struggles early on in the season as they figure out their roles out there on the courts in this new Ed Cooley year 1, at the helm. I'm in on Ed Cooley. I think he's going to change that program and they're going to rebuild and be good, but I'm not in on them in the first game of, his regime. No chance. Yeah, Archie Gamble's saying, what is a Lemoyne? You'd think that team would probably be getting more than 19.5 points on the spreads. It's got to be Lemoyne with the points here, folks. They didn't play a D1 team last year, and they were ranked dead last in Ken Palm. Yeah, Hoof, tell me why the heck they're only getting 19 points to Georgetown in Ed Cooley's debut. A lot of pressure for Georgetown, a lot of pressure for Ed Cooley, zero pressure for Lemoyne coming in. They're going to get a cover here tonight against Georgetown. They might lose this game by 10. Everyone's going to be scratching their head saying, oh no, what's going on here in Georgetown? I still believe in Ed Cooley. I just think it's going to take him a little while to get this team moving and grooving. Okay, we got Mad Skills 41 coming in hot with a subby, 4 months of bangs. Let's go, Mad Skills. Let's go, Mad Skills. W's. That's what I'm talking about. All right. And yeah, Georgetown's team stinks, guys. Their roster stinks. They lost everybody. Lemoyne's going to hang with them. Do not lay it with Georgetown today. No M. Please don't. I don't even know if they offer that line. I guess they do. Right here on DraftKings. Okay. Let's talk about UNC Asheville and Michigan. Another decent game tonight. Yeah, Wags Locks, I'm with you, bro. This is another game where I thought the line would be closer to 20. And I haven't decided if I want to play UNC Asheville yet. Getting a little worried here. Let me tell you guys the rundown about this game. We remember UNC Asheville being a pretty solid mid-major last season. They've got Drew Pember, one of the best mid-major college basketball players in the country. This guy's a beast. He averaged 20 points a game last year, okay? But I'm a little bit worried about this team. They're playing against a Michigan school who I do not love. I would love to fade Michigan. I fade Michigan all the time. I don't think Juwan Howard is that guy. But Juwan Howard just had a heart procedure, and prayers up. I hope he recovers great and fully and is back on that bench soon. But he will not be on the sidelines tonight as he continues to recover. It's going to be Phil Martelli coaching for Michigan, who I personally think is a better coach than Howard anyways. This is a Hall of Fame coach. He's been around the block for years. That makes me want to kind of stay off fading Michigan here in this spot, I'll be honest with you. But Michigan, I mean, they should be pretty decent again this season, although UNC Asheville only getting 10.5 points is pretty crazy to me. And the splits are crazy too. Look at what Dilly's saying, 27% of bets, 64% of money on Asheville spread. Yeah, looks like they're pretty sharp. Some big bets coming in on Drew Pember and UNC Asheville here in this spot. I lean that way. Don't know if I'm going to get to the counter because I'm a little bit worried with Phil Martelli coaching that they're going to pull some shit out of their ass and they're going to be a much better Michigan team today in their game opener here at home, season opener at home. I'm not seeing a world where, UNC Asheville doesn't cover there. That's where I lean. I think they keep this game within 10. Guys, another spread that you look right off the rip and look at these two schools and teams and you think the spread would be at 20. I mean, it's Michigan versus UNC Asheville. Probably a reason why it's closer to 10. And that's because the best player on the floor tonight in this game is Drew Pember. All right, if you haven't seen that kid, look him up, watch his highlights. He is a beast. And yeah, Michigan's got nobody. They got nobody. Okay. W's. What about UC Irvine and San Jose State? You guys want to talk about this game? I sure as heck do. As we get a Wags Locks sub bang for the community. Let's go, Wags. W's. Yes. Love to see it. Let's talk about UC Irvine and San Jose State, and then we're going to talk about Auburn and Baylor. All right, guys. UC Irvine, the Anteaters. This is a team, this is a program, this is a school that I believe in. This is a coach that I believe in, a Coach Turner, who's been there for about 15 years, it feels like. Guys, UC Irvine is good every season, all right? And last year they were pretty dang good too, rebuilding way ahead of schedule. They got a 7-footer, Bent Luchin, who is the team's leading returning scorer this season. This kid's a beast and had plenty of experience in the offseason playing for the German national team. Yeah, this guy is a freaking beast, guys. Absolute beast, German, Bent Luchin. Remember the name. He's going to dominate, and he is the best player on the floor tonight. He's on UCI. And they've also got Dean Keeler still coming back, the glue guy, the sixth man for the Anteaters here. He's 6'11". He's coming off the bench. He might start tonight. I don't know. Either way, they've got some big bodies on the Anteaters. Okay? And if you look at what's going on with San Jose State, I know they have a Drame from Mizzou, the big man transferring, but he's the slowest dude I've ever seen in my life on the courts. Barely played last season. I don't even know if he's going to start this year for San Jose State. Still trying to figure out if that kid's good or not, but he is big. San Jose State also loses Omari Moore. That's a name you guys probably remember from last season, one of the best mid-major scorers in the country. He's gone. He averaged almost 17 points a game for this team last year. They lose Sage Tolbert as well, their second-best player. San Jose State is going to take a step back this year. Their program has stunk forever. They were good out of nowhere last season. I think they go back and regress this season after losing Omari Moore, who did not belong on that team. He was a stud. I think we lose him. I think we lose San Jose State. They fall back a little bit this season. And I think the Anteaters at UC Irvine get a big-time win. We saw this spread open up around a pick'em. And now we're seeing the Anteaters up to -4 most places on the road. Interesting. I'm going to lay it with them. All right. I think the Anteaters win this game, and they win this game big, and they cover the spread -4. You see the Blue Book boost? No, I did not. Let me know what it is. Let me know what it is. Lee Nashville, Paddle Watch. Sure. Yeah, what's the boost? Let me know. Don't be hiding boosts from me. All right, we're a team here. Yeah, give me the road. Give me the Anteaters here. Give me UC Irvine on the road to hand San Jose State a loss in the first game of the season for these two teams. Okay, one more big game today, Auburn and Baylor. Okay, guys, Auburn has no Wendell Carter anymore. He was pretty much their only good player last season, but they do get Janai Broome back, and they get Jalen Williams back, and they get Katie Johnson back, some veterans this year. This Auburn team is going to be much better this season, and it looks like Janai Broome and Aiden Holloway are going to be good to go and play tonight. This is probably why that line flipped. I still like Auburn in this spot, even if it's a little bit square back in these guys who are confirmed now starting. Guys, you might not know anything about this Aiden Holloway kid, but you're going to after tonight. He's unbelievable. He's going to plug right in for Wendell Green like he never left, maybe even be better. This kid is a stud. He's got the hair to go with it, too, replacing Wendell Green. He's got the poofy hair. This kid is a beast, okay? Do not sleep on Auburn this season, who should be much better. They have a very, very veteran-heavy team, who I'm a fan of. And they've got this 5-star freshman point guard, Aiden Holloway, who you're seeing right now absolutely get buckets on the screen, leading the way. But besides Aiden Holloway, guys, the freshman 5-star, this team is old as heck. Everybody else is old. Everybody else has been around the block and played, and most of these guys have played on Auburn for a while too, which I love. And if you look at what's going on over there at Baylor, Baylor just lost Flagler, they lost George, they lost LJ Cryer, and they lost Flo. They lost 4 of their starters from last season. Their best player this season, his name's Ray J. You're telling me you're going to back that guy? You're going to back a transfer from Toledo, Ray J? What are we talking about, Kim K-Vids? No, we're talking about freaking Auburn versus Baylor college basketball in 2023. You want to put your coins on their best player on Baylor, Ray J? Come on. No. I'm going to fade Ray J, fade the living heck out of him, and I'm going to take Auburn here with the line flip, and I'm going to back them to get a win here on a neutral site, the best game of the college basketball season so far in the first 2 games. Give me Auburn on the roads. We're fading Ray J. All right, plain and simple. Ray J's a stud. Cat Buys Nick, I know he's a stud, 100%. He is a stud. He is a stud. I just could not, resist a Ray J joke there. All right. Ray J narrative play. Yes, Wags, we're fading. Sure. He couldn't keep Kim K for more than a month. You're telling me he's going to freaking keep San Jose State relevant after Amari Moore left? Come on. We got to fade Ray J, folks. Oh, we're talking basketball. Yeah, we're talking basketball, Cat Buys Nick. Sure. Cat Buys Nick, let me know your favorite play on the slate today. All right, need to know. All right, chat, let's keep moving and grooving here. Looks like we got a lot of big pieces, by the way. This is something else I wanted to mention with the UC Irvine Anteaters, okay? I know both teams have a lot of new pieces. Irvine and San Jose State do this season. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if San Jose State's going to be able to compete against the size that Irvine has with Ben Luchin and with Dean Keeler. I don't know if they're going to be able to compete without Omar Moore. I think they lose. I think that line moving almost 4 points towards UC Irvine on the road is pretty significant. And that's not, you guys cannot let that play get swept under the rug. Okay, do not sleep on the Anteaters tonight. They get it done. They have one of the best coaches, one of the best programs from the group of 5 in college basketball in the last 10, 15 years. Do not sleep on the Anteaters. Okay? Dubs, any other college basketball games you guys wanted to talk about today? DePaul looks so bad, but they're covering tonight. I think DePaul's got some injuries. Padawan, I think DePaul's got a pretty good amount of injuries for today. So I don't know. Maybe stay off. You guys want to talk about Creighton? You want to talk about Indiana? I think FGCU, one of their guys, is questionable as well. So I ended up staying off that game. I've got no desire to take Indiana in this spot, though. I'll be honest with you. I'd say I lean FGCU with the points on the road, but I also hate fading Indiana at Assembly Hall. I mean, that's just not a profitable strategy. So I'm probably going to stay off there. You guys were asking about St. John's. St. John's laying 18.5 to Stony Brook. I do think St. John's covers that game, and I lean the over as well. You guys are talking about North Texas. Well, North Texas doesn't have Tyler Perry anymore, and that spreads down from +5 to +4. I lean UNL. I lean Northern Iowa. Okay? And the points. IU did not lose everyone, whoever said that. No, they didn't, but they lost their two best pieces, Hood Schifino, and they lost Trace Jackson Davis, obviously. I'm going to be on Stony Brook in some way. Wow, Capwise Nick. Okay. Sure. Don't sleep on the Stony Brook boys. 11 points isn't much. Indiana should be all right. I don't know, Daniel. Do I like UNC Asheville? Yes, I do, but I don't know if I'm going to get to the counter with that. No Drexel talk is heinous. Dude, why is everyone on Drexel today? I'm just going to say it. Why is everybody on Drexel today? Why? You guys are making me want to take LaSalle. Why is everyone on earth back in frickin' Drexel's? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And after Drexel won outright last year, when they were +3.5 in this game, I really don't want to take Drexel. If anything, I lean LaSalle. Amari Williams could have 45 rebounds. You're probably right. You're probably right. That total's down 3 points as well. That's going to be a nasty game. Nasty. Everyone I've seen on Drexel, what is going on? Yeah, I know. I don't know why. Fade that. Drexel was a sneak wagon last year. Yes, they were. They respected coins, but that means we have to fade them this year. Okay? That's exactly what that means. All right? Okay. Let's keep moving and grooving here, folks. All right, we'll get Javon on here soon. Do we want to talk about some of these football angles here real quick? Can we pivot to college football? Because I got a play I like. I'd like to pivot a little bit. Can we talk about this Central Michigan and Western Michigan game here tonight, folks? I'd like to talk about this game. There is a lot on the line in this Maction battle. Okay, let's talk about it. I think there's 3 things on the line here. There's the freaking Michigan MAC trophy that's on the line here. Yeah, literally it's called the Michigan MAC trophy. How about that? We got the battle for the victory cannon, which is the trophy that's awarded between, whoever wins the game between these two rivals, these two teams, these two schools, Western Michigan and Central Michigan. And also Central Michigan, they got bowl eligibility on the line here. If they lose one more game, or if they win one more game, I believe they are in the bowl contention here. And then you go over and look at Western Michigan. They stink. Why is Western Michigan laying 3 points here? So I dug into this game a little bit. Turns out the team on the road has a lot of success in this series. I don't know what it is, but the road team has won the majority of these games in the last 10 years. Western Michigan overall has dominated the series in the last 10 or so years. I'll tell you what, it's got to be Western Michigan here. Central Michigan's been better this season. They're 5-4. We got a 3-6 Western Michigan team that's been struggling, but they dominate Central Michigan. And although, Western Michigan is probably out of bowl contention, they'd have to win out the last 3 games to make it. I like having that edge in my back pocket with a team I'm betting on, right? Backs against the wall. They cannot afford another loss. Central Michigan can still afford another loss if they want to. They just need to get one more win the rest of the season. And Western Michigan at home here, I'm willing to take the bait here and lay it with them. They've looked pretty good the last couple of weeks. They just destroyed Eastern Michigan in that last game. And I know they've had a tough year, but they still want to win this game and get that damn Cannon trophy. Guys, it's like the Super Bowl for these kids in these two schools who have been rivals for a very long time. Give me Western Michigan -3 on the gridiron. Okay? Took the under in Thursday Night Football. I got it at 40, and I think it's at 39 now. W Coltrane. W bets. We've got some subbies going out. We got Wagslocks giving out another subby. We got Sirkian13 coming in, dropping a follow. If you guys are in here for the first time, drop a follow, all right? Follow me on Twitter right down here, right here. Drop a follow, okay? And if you guys aren't using freaking Pickett or Props.cash in your everyday betting life, what are you doing? Like, you're not using Pickett to track your bets. You're not using Props.cash to hit more prize pick squares. I don't understand it. I really don't get it. Check out Props.cash. I promise you guys will make more money and hit more slips. The membership will pay for itself, chat. The membership will pay for itself. 25% off your first month on props.cash. We've got college basketball back. We got football. We got NBA. We got everything, folks. Okay, so check out props.cash. If you don't like it after 1 month, cancel the freaking subscription, but I promise you, you're going to want to keep it, and it's going to help you hit way more Prize Picks entries. And even if you don't play Prize Picks and you're just betting these props on the books, it's going to help you out there too. I promise you. Go check it out. Okay? Who was the kid from Auburn we need to keep our eye on? There's 2 kids from Auburn you need to keep your eye on. The one guy is Janai Broom, who you've probably heard of. He's been around the block a little bit, transferred from Morehead State last year, was okay, inconsistent, a little bit hurt last year at times. He's back. He's playing tonight. He's very good. But the 5-star, the point guard, who's taking over for Wendell Green, this is the kid you need to remember the name of. Aiden Holloway. Okay, this kid is confirmed playing tonight. He's taking over for Wendell Carter on Auburn. This kid's going to be a stud, Aiden Holloway. He's a bucket, 5-star, one of the best recruits in the nation. He's going to take over and fill in for Wendell Green like he never left. Sorry, Wendell Carter. All right, let's keep moving and grooving, folks. Although I think it is Wendell Green. Am I tripping? Isn't it Wendell Green? Why do I keep saying Wendell Carter? Wendell Carter is on the Magic. It is Wendell Green. Guys, it's really tough when you're trying to learn all these new teams and players and mush it all into your brain in 2 weeks. You're going to mess up a last name or 2. All right, that's on there. I take full responsibility. You guys know who I was talking about. Little Wendell Green running around there making, crazy half-court three-point shots and driving to the rack. You guys know who I'm talking about. This kid looks like Wendell Green 2.0, doesn't he? He's got the poofy hair. He's making deep threes. Guys, he might end up being better than Wendell Green. Just wait. 5-star. Kid's legit. All right, go check it out. Do not sleep on Auburn tonight, folks. I'm really liking them. Okay? I like Western Michigan on the gridiron. I like UC Irvine, the Anteaters, late night tonight, -4 against San Jose State, who doesn't have Amari Moore anymore. And we've got UNC Asheville, who's looking at me funny, with Drew Pember on the road at Michigan. I don't know if I'm going to get to the counter with that one or not, but definitely looking at me funny. I lean the Terps tonight too. Let's keep moving, folks. Let's talk about Ball State and NIU. Real quick, do not love anything in this game. By far, the best play I like is Western Michigan -3, but that spread is up to freaking 9.5 for an NIU team who I believe is coming off a bad loss. Let me confirm that. Yeah, they're coming off a bad loss to Central Michigan when they were -6. They were -6, and they lost outright to Central Michigan. Are you kidding me? I'm going to go back to our big coach. I forget the name of the coach, but he's a stud. He's been there forever. Big, heavyset dude on NIU. I trust him. I'm going to go back to him today, and I lean NIU. Laying 9.5 after an embarrassing loss, playing Ball State today at home. Ball State coming off a nice little cover, coming off of 3 straight covers where they covered against Toledo, Central Michigan, and Bowling Green, getting +17.5, +5.5, and +4.5. There's my guy. W's. Yes. That's my guy. We're backing him today. W's. I want Iguodala. I want him. Okay? Give me NIU laying the points. They win this game by 10+. All right? And then Ohio and Buffalo. If you look at these 2 teams playing tonight, we got 6-3 Ohio traveling to play 3-6 Buffalo. That's a tough, weird place to play up there in Buffalo, but spreads up to 6.5. I think Rourke is just going to be too much to overcome here for the Buffalo defense, and I think Ohio actually wins big and covers on the road. Okay, give me Ohio. Give me Rourke -7.5 here on the road at Buffalo. That's my lean. Okay. Central Michigan is going to lose to Western Michigan. That's my favorite play on the gridiron. All right, folks. We'll keep moving and grooving here. No NBA or NHL for me today. We're going to go ahead and go over that when Javon hops on here in a couple. I think the pod's running a little bit late, guys, but we'll keep moving and grooving, talking about some CBB. I'll go over some of these other takes I've got. Who else is winning it all this year in college basketball? I got my eyes on another team, and you might be kind of surprised to hear this one, chat. I'm done sleeping on Miami. I'm done. I am done sleeping on the Hurricanes. I don't care that they lost 2 of their best players from last season in Wong and Miller. Does not matter to me. You know why? Because they bring in Matthew Cleveland from Florida State, who looked great last night, had 16 points. He was one of the highest recruited guys in college basketball when he committed to Florida State. Never panned out. Now he's here. He gets a restart. Do not sleep on Matthew Cleveland. He could end up being the best player on this team. And if you look at who else is back on Miami this season, they still got Nigel Pack, who's an absolute bucket. They still got Poplar, Wugla Poplar, who's a very slept-on wing for Miami who can kind of do it all for them. And they've got Chad Omier, who you definitely cannot sleep on, a big man for Miami, had 20 points last night. Kid is a stud, one of the best big men in the ACC. Do not sleep on Chad Omier, who in his last year of the season is going to be an absolute beast and anchor for Miami in the paint. Now, this team is not very big, and this team does not have as much depth as they had last season, but I don't even give a hoot. They got one of the richest locker rooms in college basketball with NIL. That's only going to get better players to commit and go there and continue to build up the program and get them better every single year. Guys, Miami, even without Wong and Poplar this season, or even without Wong and Miller this season, they are going to be the best team in the ACC. They're probably going to win the ACC this season, and they're still getting disrespected on the odds. You're telling me Miami, after what they did last year, they're plus 4,000 to win the whole thing? Am I missing something here? Guys, I am not fading Miami this season. I am backing Miami this season. I am in on Miami. And yeah, they bought their whole team. You know what, though, Estemico? It unfortunately works. And it worked last year, and it's going to work again this year. Final Four and 2 Sweet 16s before that. Do not sleep on them. Guys, Miami's going to be back again this season. They're probably going to win the ACC, and they're going to make some noise in the tournament. Plus 4,000, Miami Hurricanes. They're going to be back again this season. They have a very good coach. They have a great program. They're paying these kids a ton, and they've got a really good starting lineup this season. They just don't have the depth, but that doesn't matter to me. Not in the ACC. They might not have the height, but they got Omier, who's good enough. They could hold it down in the paint for Miami. I really like the Hurricanes this season to win the ACC, and I like them plus 4,000 to win the Natty. Do not sleep on the Hurricanes this year. I'm not fading them anymore. I'm flipping the script, and we're backing them this year. They are good. All right? Dubs, chat, who are some teams who you guys like this season in college basketball? I know Twitch is messed up. Chat. Just bear with us. And yeah, I know Auburn went from dogs to faves. W's chats. That's probably because of the injury news with Auburn's 2 guys getting confirmed ruled in today. Okay. You guys like Creighton. You like Tennessee. Long shot Maryland. Yeah, I like Maryland. Yes, I do. New Mexico season. Sure. Arkansas, Marquette, Danny. Yes, I like those 2 teams a lot, especially Arkansas. Arizona's loaded, James. Yes, they are. St. Mary's has good value. I don't see them missing the tourney. I agree, Wags. They're going to be back in it once again. Hagelin, dude, Alabama's going to be very good again this season. Very good again this season. Okay. War Eagle, sure. We got Illinois. We got UConn back. Thoughts on Houston? I like Houston again this season, Spicy 3. I like Houston again this season. Do not sleep on that coach down there who's an absolute stud. Houston's been good every single season, I feel like, for the last 10 or so years. Krabs gave them respect earlier. Sure. Yeah, Bryce Hopkins will be one of the best players in the Big East this season. That's a fact. Lax Pinky. Do not sleep on him. He'll probably be the best big man in the Big East this season, in my opinion. And I know he's a 4. Krabs, need your thoughts on Wisconsin. I don't love Wisconsin. Cuse. I like Cuse this season. What's up, Shelly? I like Cuse a lot this season. They brought in some really good pieces in that freaking backcourt. Some good transfers there. Some really good guards. Do not sleep on Syracuse this season. We saw how Duke performed when Coach K left after his first year. Everyone thought that they would stink or fall off or drop off a little bit. They didn't. They actually got better. I think we see a similar result here up in Syracuse this season. Do not sleep on the Orange, another dark horse for the ACC. We are Penn State. Shelly, sure, I'm in. Do not sleep on Penn State's basketball program. They've got better almost every year. I think they lost their stud Jalen Pickett, I believe, though, which is going to be tough. But Shelly, they'll be good again. They'll be good again. USC impressed me last night. Yeah, they should have, Hell Daddy. They should have. And Kansas State was about as fake sharp as it can get. Bronny going to be balling for USC. I don't know if Bronny's going to be playing this season, guys. I'm just being honest with you. I know LeBron said a month ago that he was going to play this year, but from what I'm hearing, I don't really know if there's a rush to get him out there, especially with how good the team is this season. Even if he does come back and play, he's not going to play much, and you might as well just keep him on the bench and give him another year of eligibility. We know he's a late bloomer. We know he's continuing to grow and get better. He's not, gifted with LeBron's size and strength yet, but he's continuing to hit his growth spurts a little bit later than LeBron did, I guess. And we got Javon back. What do you think? Are we going to see Bronny James playing this season, Javon?
Probably wouldn't think so. Definitely wouldn't hold my breath counting on it. Especially, I mean, like you said, with all the talent that they had, which it's been one game, but I mean, Collier looked fantastic. They look much deeper than past years. I don't know that they have a need to rush him back to play.
I don't know. Yeah, they might already be too stacked. It might be in Bronny's best interest to just get another redshirt year, continue to get better, and then pick it up next season.
Could be.
Okay. W's. Well, Javon, we got about 30 minutes. Good to see you, my man. I know the pod was running late, so no worries there. But we move, we groove. I kind of went over most of the stuff for today. We did the recaps. We went over the college basketball games for today. Went over some sleepers, teams who are winning it all, stuff like that. But would love to hear some of your angles. Did you come with a couple sleeper teams or teams you'd like to win it all this season you wanted to go over?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about some sleepers. I'm definitely, I didn't hear your full spiel on Arkansas, but I'm right there with you. I think that's one of the deepest. I don't even want to say backcourts, just deep in general, one of the deepest teams in the country, and they have scores at every single level. The thing with Arkansas, I guess the last couple of years is the scoring department wasn't exactly consistent. Even when you talk about like the whole Nick Smith Jr. experiment that you had last year, there was not really a guy to count on. And once he got kind of deep, it was very defensive minded when you come to the bench there. And now they just have a ridiculous amount of depth for that team. So like that's a team that I want to count on. And I want my coins on for the rest of the season, especially I think early. That depth is going to be put to the test, and I love to back them. Obviously, you saw what they did last night, but early in the season here, I think they're going to be wagons. So I'm right there with you there. As far as just sleepers like in conference, and I'm not just saying this to put tonsils on frogs, but TCU, I think their offense is going to be better than it was last year. And again, not just because they put up like 110 against Southern yesterday, but I watched the game, and the big difference is shooting, which their offense was great in transition last year with Mike Miles and everybody you had there. Now you have a bunch of transfers coming in, Avery Anderson, Jameer Nelson Jr. They look fantastic. Travion Tennyson from Texas A&M Corpus Christi too. So I think that's one of the more slept on angles, I guess, in the Big 12, which is going to be super deep, just like always, them. And I also think Texas Tech is going to have a really big bounce back year. I love Pop Isaacs. He's honestly the guy that I'm looking for most to take kind of that big leap as far as being a consistent scorer in the Big 12. So you can bet your ass whenever Texas Tech is playing, I will have tonsils on PP squares for Pop Isaacs. I think he's just going to be that good for that team. Early, like in the little preseason scrimmages, you kind of seen him, giving him the keys, and they're just letting him chuck shots. So like he put up 30 and almost 30, I think, in both of their scrimmages. So those are two teams in the Big 12 that I'll be targeting, especially for points. So we're talking about the Frogs. Then the other sleeper, which I talked about a little bit already, Florida. I'm still standing on that one. I think they're going to be a sleeper team in the SEC. The league that at the top it's deep, but there's a lot of question marks like around those teams outside of Arkansas. I think Tennessee, I mean, it's been one game, but I want to see more consistency for their offense once they get to play a lot better defenses. And obviously Tennessee Tech, not to say that I'm out on them, but there's a lot of question marks around teams like them, teams like Kentucky, teams like Bama. So Florida, when there's all the unknowns around a lot of those top teams, the one thing with Florida is they didn't have much consistency in their scoring in their backcourt at all. Because really last year, even the last couple of years, it's been Colin Castleton, and then they need one guard to step up per game. And they weren't really getting that. So like now this year you have Riley Kugel coming back after what he did towards the end of last season. I think he's going to continue and have a really big year. They got guys coming in, a really good transfer class. And I just think that system is going to work really, really well. So I would watch out for them, especially when they're playing these bigger teams like a Bama, like a Kentucky, in Gainesville, those massive games they always show up for. I think they're going to make some noise, and I think you'll see them come March in the tourney.
I agree. I think last year, with Todd Golden taking over this program, having Castleton is cool and all, but it doesn't really fit like what he does. I feel like the kind of schemes that Todd Golden was running out there in San Francisco, it's like, everybody on the floor can shoot, right? You don't really need just a behemoth of a guy. And it's like, what are you going to do with Castleton? He's a stud. You got to go out there and you're going to play him. He's your best player, but it's not really Todd Golden basketball. And now this season, if you look at this roster, it's looking a little bit more like Todd Golden basketball. And I think Florida's going to continue to improve year in, year out going forward. This is a young coach who I believe in immensely. I think he's one of the youngest bright minds in college basketball. And that's why he just got a head coaching job at Florida a couple years ago after coming over from San Francisco when nobody knew who he was. Guys, obviously I'm right if that's the case. If he's getting fucking hired from Florida and nobody even knows who he is. He's a bright young mind. He's a young coach. He's a player's coach. And they finally have a roster that's built around the type of basketball he likes to run and draw up for X's and O's. Do not sleep on the Gators. He's going to bring this team, this program, this school back into the national spotlight. It might take a little bit. It might not be this season, but they're going to continue to move in the right direction, Javon, every year.
100%. And I say that as a pretty avid Florida hater because, you know, I've lived with Florida fans all my life. So for me to gas them, saying a lot, but I think they're going to spread the floor. And like you said, it's a Todd Golden offense now, which is going to be really good.
Yep. 100%. Okay. Any other sleepers you want to let people know about?
Well, you know, the funny thing, I have this actually written down for yesterday. So when we're going into to mid-majors a little bit, I can look verbatim. I have McNeese listed as my sleeper because I wanted to throw something in for the Southland, and I put verbatim. Here's the exact sentence I wrote. During non-conference will be severely undervalued, especially when they go on the road against bigger name teams. And look at what happened last night against VCU. They went in and they dominated that game. It's like this is Will Wade basketball with a couple of teams that I think they're going to be undervalued to start the year, and I will be targeting them quite a bit. The problem with McNeese the last couple of years, even just like last year, their backcourt was turnover prone, playing YMCA basketball. They had Christian Shoemate, who they still have and is one of the better bigs like in the Southland and all of the shitty little mid-major conferences. He's really good, and now they have a couple of guys who have Power 5 experience back there, which one of them I'm familiar with, Shahada Wells, who came from TCU, put up 23 last night. So I think they're going to be very balanced this year, which is crazy to say. Don't watch out for Will Wade and the boys pull an upset or two like they've already done, in the past 24 hours in non-conference year, which that was honestly probably the most impressive game that a Southland team has had in non-conference maybe ever. Like that's a crazy win for them to start the season.
It is. And I know VCU lost a bunch of their guys who all pretty much transferred.
100%.
I know VCU is not going to be great this season, but that's still just a college basketball school and program that's just light years ahead of McNeese State's, right? But, you get known cheater, you get known piece of shit Will Wade to come in and, take over your basketball program. It's going to work eventually. Your team's going to be better than they were a couple of years ago, and McNeese is definitely a mid-major we should keep on the radar here this season, Javon. Do not sleep. And I wouldn't expect that answer from anyone else. We know you run that conference.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I had to bring something from the Southland, It's between them and I guess New Orleans will be pretty decent too. So they're really the only team in the conference bringing back shooting. So
yeah,
between those two,
we got to answer.
Great.
Yeah,
answer it.
We got to answer this question from Joshy here, our guy in chat. Do we think this is the year Rick Barnes finally takes the Vols to a Final Four here? Javon, I don't know if you caught that game last night, but I was pretty impressed with Tennessee. I mean, I know they were playing a new shit team, and I know a couple of their best players really didn't do much. Ziegler, right? I was surprised he even played, but he played 12 minutes. It was honestly just good to see him out there and active after he tore his ACL last season. I don't even care what he did. Vescady, after going through some personal stuff this offseason, kind of sketch, only had 2 points on 6 shots. So that was kind of weird. But with all that said, Javon, they still won this game big and covered with ease. And Dalton Newt had a very impressive debut for Tennessee, leading the team with 17 points. Do you think Tennessee and the Vols are going to be dangerous this year with those 3 big-name guys? If the first 2 can kind of step it up as they get their feet under them this season?
They're definitely going to be very dangerous. And I'm right there with you in the fact that I'm excited to watch this offense. I just need to see it against a team who's not going to give them 40 points in transition like a Tennessee Tech. So it's not to say I'm not a believer, but the next couple of weeks where they go to the tournament, or I guess I don't know if they're in Maui, but one of the tournaments they play, like Syracuse, UNC. I think they have a game against Wisconsin coming up, and then a couple maybe top 25 games like in early December there. I want to see them prove it. And again, it's not to say that I'm not a believer, but I will put long-term judgment to the side for Tennessee until I see it.
Okay. That's fair. I'm in on Tennessee this season. I like them. We got Zay Goated coming in hot with a freaking subby 1 minute ago. Let's go Zay Goated. W's. We got Dave Martinez Burner coming in hot. Hey, Krabs, putting all the money the Nats gave me on your CBB plays, taking to the promised land. W. Dave Martinez Burner. Still my favorite account in chat. Love to see it. We got DM Mart 123 coming in with a subby. Yes, sir. Dubs. Guys, do not sleep on the Vols. That's going to be an interesting game on the road, though, against Wisconsin coming up here, Javon, on Friday. That could get weird.
Ooh,
I'm not going to be laying with Tennessee in that spot.
Ooh, that's an interesting game.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That sketches me out a little bit.
Hmm.
Okay. What was the lean in the North Texas game? I lean Northern Iowa, Z-Bully. I lean Northern Iowa. No Tyler Perry anymore on North Texas. He was their entire team. I think they take a step back this season.
Yep.
All right.
I'm looking on that.
Do you want to talk about any of these games today? I kind of already went over the plays I like, but I want to open the floor for you. Any CBB action, Javon, today?
Yeah, I don't know which ones you talked about, so I won't rehash, but I'll talk about my plays on the board here. Took Creighton minus the massive number against FAMU, which we didn't talk about it because we didn't have BTL yesterday, but the situation that FAMU is in is very similar to NC Central, kind of the fact that they're bringing back almost no production and they're kind of having to flip-flop their style of play. So like FAMU's returning, I think 3 guys that got actual rotational minutes. 1 or 2 of those were like borderline starters. So they're going to play a little more inside out, which again, going up against this Creighton team and Ryan Kalkbrenner and everybody that they have on that team, especially on the perimeter now, they're extremely talented. They're going to struggle, just like Kansas made NC Central look early in this game. So I think this game is going to get ridiculously ugly very, very quickly. So like I see the script going the same exact way. I think they dominate them, and this is a 45, 50-point game.
That boy's Nick saying Creighton is his POD.
It's great.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, okay. FAMU is in donkey piss. Like if you go back and look at any of the guys, like it's kind of funny because I knew it coming in that they were returning a nobody, and then I just wanted to go back and look at the box score of a lot of their games from last season, and you click on anybody who's getting minutes. There's 2 guys that are coming back. The rest of them are at JUCOs or some random mid-major school, and you go through like because they were super deep in a lot of the games, they would get like blown out and everything. But you go through the whole 12, 13 guys, and you can't find much that's coming back to this team. So tough spot to open the season against this Creighton team. I think they get walloped.
Yep. Opened up minus 29. They're up to minus 35.5, depending on the book. That's some serious movement. Reminds me a little bit of that Tennessee spot from yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Dubs. Kish is asking if I'm on Lemoyne today. I do like Lemoyne. Javon, I don't know if I'm going to get to the window with Lemoyne, but I know Lemoyne is one of the worst teams in college basketball. I know that it's a big day in DC. It's a big day for Georgetown, right? They get their new coach coming in. He's an actual real coach, and he's good, and he should help this team get better and not just a big name dude who, had some sort of relation to previous coaches who were goated. I think this team, this school, this program will return to dominance soon. I think they're going to be good. But Javon, I mean, if we're looking at what they're working with, today, I mean, they've lost everyone from this team last season. It's going to be a hard rebuild for Ed Cooley. It's going to take him a couple years, in my opinion. They lost Primo Spears. They lost Brandon Murray. They lost Wahab. They lost Akok, W name. They only have 3 guys returning from the team last season, Javon. And you're telling me Georgetown isn't laying at least 20 points to a school named Lemoyne that I had to look up today and figure out what school that is? Come on. It's got to be Lemoyne with the points.
I heard you talking about it for a second, and I like briefly looked up Lemoyne, and it was weird because they're quite literally a patchwork team of guys that have all come in from other places. So like them going into Georgetown and hanging in this game would be absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And maybe I guess that makes the Lions team that much weirder sitting at 19 there. But
I mean, all the pressure is on Ed Cooley and Georgetown in this spot. They don't have the guys. Their team was more talented last season. They had a cock squared. Yep, chat, you're right. They don't have these dudes anymore. And their team stunk last year. They had a bunch of me guys. They were selfish, worst freaking body language ever, worst effort for most of these games ever. But they had the talent. This year, they got nothing. They have a good coach, but they have no pieces out there, Javon. Give me Lemoyne. Give me the points in Ed Cooley's debut. All the pressure, all the targets are right on Georgetown and Ed Cooley's back. Zero pressure on the Lemoyne boys. We're going to play at Capital One. There's not going to be much of a home court advantage for Georgetown. That place is huge. Nobody goes to the games. Give me Lemoyne.
I'm in. I might have to join you on that one.
Give me the Dolphins.
Absolutely in.
Did you even know that was their mascot?
No, that's why I said it. Second, it was put up on the screen here. Actually, kind of fire logo there.
Give me the
But
fins.
I
Give
love
me
it.
the points. All right.
I love it.
Any other plays for today, Javon?
I took the over in the Baylor game, Baylor-Auburn.
Did you? Yeah,
Yes.
weird that total was so high and weird that it's moving up with these two defensive-minded teams. Why don't you tell the people why you like that over?
Yeah, so I mean, Baylor, their defense is going to be pretty similar to what we saw last year with them. And I think it's going to be a little better at some point, but they've gotten bigger on the perimeter. Like, it's not like you're just going to have Flagler and Cryer on the perimeter where bigger guards are just going to dominate them. But the one thing that's going to be the same is if you get to the rim against Baylor, you're scoring points. And Auburn is full of guards in that backcourt that do exactly that. So even, Wendell Carter aside for this team, they have guys that are there now who do just that very, very well. So like you talk about their guards, they've gotten bigger. They have guys coming in. They got everybody's new favorite prop now, which I was going to take and talk about in a second, but it's not on PP anymore. In the Baylor backcourt there, and the front court is extremely weak. Jonathan Chama and not much behind him have not been able to rim protect for that team, healthy or not, for the entirety of their career there. It's like Auburn is going to get to the rim. And that's not even talking about what they're going to do with Janai Broome inside. He's going to absolutely dominate this game. But Baylor can certainly hang because Auburn is going to do the same thing defensively. They're going to force Baylor into a high-tempo situation, which they are perfectly fine getting themselves into in these type of games. So I think this is just going to be a rim run fest in this game. A lot of layups, a lot of fast tempo, a lot of guard play, a lot of pick and roll where both of these teams should just absolutely feast.
Agreed. I'm hoping it's more Auburn. That's what I'm leaning here. And I know everybody's on Auburn. I know everybody's on them. Yep. Scary. They're public.
It is very
If you
scary.
look at the splits, if you look at Twitter, they're public for sure. The line flipped. Everyone thinks it's some weird flip. It's not a weird flip. It's just that Janai Broome and this fucking 5-star freshman who's going to be a beast and is half the reason why I'm even betting on this team this game are a confirmed player tonight. That's why the line's flipping, folks. It's not some weird, mysterious flip here for once. I wish it was, but it's not. It's just those guys getting confirmed, I believe. Gun to your head, Javon, though, who are you picking to win this game?
Gun to my head, I would say it's still Auburn because I think the biggest matchup edge definitely comes with the slashing Auburn guards against really everybody on that Baylor defense, which you have new pieces there, which sneakily, like I think the freshman that you should be watching out for in this game is not on Auburn. It's Jacoby Walter for Baylor. He's going to be absolutely fantastic. He's one of those guys that, like, I was talking about, it's everybody's favorite prop now, him and Janai Broome. It's not on PP anymore, but he is going to have a massive role in this offense. So, like, and I don't know how comfortable I feel putting like a Baylor as a side on his shoulders in game one, but I still think he's going to be fantastic for this team out of the gate. But the thing is, defensively, I don't think that meshes very well with what they need to stop Auburn in this game. And I still can't trust Chama really ever because he is not a good rim protector.
He's
and
not good.
Janai Broome's going to feast, and he cannot play the pick and roll to save his life, which is going to be a lot of what they're going to do. So, like, I schematically probably have to say Auburn, but from scrolling through Twitter, I cannot bet Auburn.
Dude, Baylor's best player, it's freaking Ray J. You're telling me people are gonna put their hard-earned coins on Ray J +2?
I don't think he's their best player, to be honest with you.
Right now, the best player on Baylor's basketball team is who?
I mean, it's crazy to say out of the start, but I would say Jacoby Walter is going to be the best player for this team right now. Crazy to say from the start. I love Ray J. Dennis. He's definitely the guy that's more proven. He's had a track record at this point, but I believe Jacoby Walter is going to have a Keontae George effect on this team. We'll see if it happens immediately tonight, but I absolutely love everything that he's going to bring to this team.
Okay. And this is a W. Looks like second half plays is on the first half under. Good. That's huge, chat. Lock in those first half overs quick. Hurry up. All right. Give me Auburn. You like the over. I'm good with that. Any thoughts on Drew Pember only getting about 10 or 11 points against Michigan without Javon Howard time?
It seems a little weird. I'm kind of with you there. So I wouldn't mind backing them. Obviously, like you have in the back of your mind what UNC Asheville did last year and Michigan losing, the most pivotal player in the portal in Hunter Dickinson. So maybe you're buying a little bit on UNC Asheville, I guess you could say, and selling a little bit on Michigan. But I think this is going to be a little bit of a competitive game here. Low, slow, defensive, at least to start the game, and then maybe picks up in the second half, hopefully with UNC Asheville being the team that does that. So, I mean, I would certainly have to lean UNC Asheville. I'm not taking Michigan, but it's an interesting situation on both sides.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get to the window either. Javon, I think I'm with you. With no Javon Howard and with Phil Martelli coaching, I just don't want to fade Michigan. I think he's just a much better coach. I think he's going to have these boys wired and playing well. And I know Michigan lost a bunch of pieces, right? You talk about them losing Hunter Dickinson. UNC Asheville, a team we remember from the tournament last year, a team we remember having one of the best mid-major players in the country, Drew Pember, right? So maybe they are a little fake sharp.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably stay off.
Could be.
Could stay off.
It does seem like one of the, outside of like Auburn, one of like the obvious sharp players on the board, which those guys.
Could be in Missouri State. For Michigan.
I was literally about to say there were a couple of those, including Missouri State yesterday, that all got destroyed. So we'll see how that gets planned out for the entire public.
Okay. W's. Let's keep moving and grooving. Any college football plays you need to share for the people?
None that I'm dying to share. I'm not a big fan of that slate.
Any thoughts?
What a play on the ice.
Oh, you do? Okay. We'll get to that in one moment. Any thoughts on Central Michigan and Western Michigan? The battle for the cannon or whatever?
Such a disgusting game. Absolutely disgusting
Why is Western Michigan laying 3? I know Western Michigan's dominated Central Michigan over the years, but this season looks like Central Michigan should roll.
Yeah, I kind of think they do, which is why I don't want to touch this game. That's why I don't want to touch this game. It feels like a spot where you just square up and you back them, especially with Western Michigan. They are coming off of one of the few decent performances they've had all season. They absolutely destroyed Eastern Michigan, which is not crazy to say that they shouldn't, but this feels like a spot where you just square up, and the plus or like the -3 home short favorite is a little trappy. I'm good. I'm good on this game.
Okay. All right. That's fair. You said you got to play on the ice for the people?
I do. All
right, let's pivot.
Yeah, the rare Islanders over that I'm taking in the Wild Islanders game. Which in this game, for the Islanders, at the very least, you have Semyon Varlamov, who is hitting all the check marks of the system. I believe he's coming off of back-to-back shutouts, which I would have still taken this regardless of that being the fact, but that helps too. This Wild team, what they've done with their lines, partially out of necessity in the last handful of games, it's their offense, I think, can be really successful in this game. And it helps that we've seen that for the past couple of games. And now they're going off a guy on back-to-back shutouts or off of back-to-back shutouts. I think their offense is going to be fantastic in this game going into IBS there. But defensively, they have been absolutely horrific for this team. So I'm glad to buy.
You just call that place IBS?
Yeah.
You mean UBS?
UBS.
You know what IBS is?
Yes, I do know what IBS is. UBS arena, the library.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm glad to buy into the Wild offense here. Really touch of Varlamov, and I see Elliott. I saw that Bo Horvat might be out tonight, and I really don't care. Because I think this is just going to be really the Wild offense against Varlamov, and everybody else is going to have to catch up. So I think they can do that. There's a reason why this line has gotten up so early from 5.5 to 6, and you're starting to see the juice up on 6 too, which is very, very strange. And that with Varlamov versus Fleury, and that I feel very comfortable backing goals, which is not something you can really say all the time in Islanders game. So I'm 100% in.
Okay. A little over, fading those goalies.
Yeah.
You're not scared that total opened up at 5.5?
No, because it's the Islanders. So, I mean, 75% of the games against any team that's not the best offenses in the league, they're going to open or at least sniff 5.5. So, the fact that it's moving this quickly, and I don't know if it's going to get up to 6.5, but seeing -120s at some places for 6 now, which is weird. I think that movement is pretty significant, but regardless of it, I still like the spot for goals on both sides.
Looks like Minnesota is 9-2 to the over this season. They're putting pucks in that.
They are, certainly are. So you're back in one trend versus the other there, and I think the Wild and their style of play is going to bang out in this game.
This guy really wants my reaction to Brennan Armstrong getting the start again. That's not good for NC State. Brennan Armstrong is not a winner, and he folds under pressure. That is not a guy you want under center. on your team. So that is an out for NC State, in my opinion. Although that kid can also go out there and win you a game against anybody too. It'll also lose you a game.
It's probably just a long-term dub, though. Saving MJ Morris, which is smart.
Yeah, they're trying to get him another redshirt year. Is that what they're doing?
Well, yeah, that's what they're doing. That's why he's back to starter, because they're redshirting him this season.
Okay. All right. Good move for the program. Bad move for NC State this season.
Yeah, I think they're just conceding at this point.
Okay. If Colorado loses out, will you be upset? Yes.
It's
I'm
actually
going to be
funny.
very upset.
They are going to lose out, which is hilarious.
That's the craziest part, folks, is that they are going to lose out and they look like shit. That's the craziest part.
2 games that realistically they should have lost in there. And if they just would have had one go the opposite way, we'd be sitting here and it would be a very different conversation.
You literally cannot make it up.
Yeah.
You can't write this shit. Like, you can't sit down in a room with the greatest movie writers and producers ever. They couldn't write this shit.
Couldn't.
All right. Dubs, it's about that time, chat. Let's get a squad ride moving and grooving. All right, why not us? We can put that over in Minnesota and the Islanders in there if you're down.
Gladly.
We'll go Minnesota, New York Islanders, over 6. Over 6?
Yep.
Dubs, chat, if you guys are looking for some best bets right now while we craft, they are below. Okay, so go ahead and lock these in if you're looking for plays for today. Although you're going to get Auburn at -1.5 now. Maybe look at that over as well. Javon had a really good sell job there for Auburn and Baylor over 147.5. He likes that Minnesota Islanders over as well. And Creighton laying 35.5. Holy smokes. We could put that in there. Any thoughts on UC Irvine tonight, laying 4 on the road?
Such a scary game.
I couldn't find any injury shit.
Yeah, I don't have any. I haven't seen any news in that game either. But yeah, I'd probably have to lean with you there on Irvine.
Yeah, they're up to 4.5 now, dude. What?
4.5. Oh.
Like, I'll tell you what. I don't know if people were listening to my sell job on the Anteaters, but they are a very well coached team. Coach Turner's a goat. He's been there for 15 or so years, and they've got a lot of size. And we know San Jose State, they almost always stink at basketball, Javon, but last year out of nowhere, they were kind of goods. And they had Amari Moore, right? But he's gone, and I don't really see San Jose State being a relevant program anymore. It's got to be the Anteaters. Got to be.
Yeah, it's interesting. That line is very strange. I will say, even with everything that SJSU is missing coming into the season, I don't know. I probably would lean an under in that game, if anything. I think, like you said, there's size plus physicality on the San Jose State side. So I think that's just going to be a game where offense is going to be very hard to come from. So you see, 129.5 down at a handful of points from when that line first opened. I think this game's going to be 55-56 or something disgusting.
Well, good. And that's how the Anteaters want to play, Javon. They play with defense. That's
yeah.
So, 100%. Yeah, if the game's going under, I like our chances with the Anteaters.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Maryland team total at 76. Yeah, nuke that over. They're about to put up 100 piece against the Mount today. We don't got our guy anymore. We don't got Jalen Benjamin, Javon. He's off to bigger and better places over at Santa Clara. It might be a tough night for the Mount against the Terps tonight.
Hey, do you got your boy Dakota LeFou?
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah,
he's back. Remember the low prize picks last year? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think Maryland covers that spread, though. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
All right. Well, we'll put in that hockey over Minnesota and the Islanders over 6. What else do we want to put in here, Javon? You want to put
the only thing we have in there right now?
Yeah. Auburn over?
Yeah. I mean, you can make your call between that or Auburn in that game, whatever you want.
We'll go the over. Looks like everybody's on Auburn right now.
Pretty sure everybody's pretty much on the over too, though, to be fair.
Okay.
Lemoyne in the squad ride.
I'm down to take Lemoyne. I'll be on Lemoyne today, chat. They're going to fucking cover that game. They're going to lose by 10.
Insane.
To Georgetown. Give me Lemoyne. Give me the points. What are they? 18.5, I think.
19
College. Not Loyola Marymount, chat. Don't be confused. It's Lemoyne. We'll put Lemoyne College in there, plus 18.5. I think I saw it at 19.5 earlier. Could be sharp. We'll put them in there. We'll put Auburn Baylor over in there. We're not putting Drexel in there, chat. If anything, we fade them. in my opinion, with everybody on them today for no reason. I think we go. What else, Javon?
Creighton.
You want to go Creighton?
They're winning by 50.
Okay, we'll go Creighton. We'll go Creighton. What are they laying right now? 35.5. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's fat.
Okay. Are those FanDuel telling me they're 32.5? No, that's got to be a bad line. Okay. And then we got 4 plays right now. We got the Minnesota Islanders over. We got Auburn Baylor over. We got Lemoyne plus 18.5. We got Creighton minus 35.5. What else are we thinking here, Javon? We could put in Western Michigan, although you said you like Central Michigan, so probably not. We could put in the Terps. We could put in UC Irvine. We could put in UNC Asheville. Any of those plays sticking out to you?
I could be down to put in the Terps.
You would put in Maryland minus 20.5?
Might hurt to root against your boys. I think it's a green play.
Yeah, I think it's green too, though. Minus 20.5. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. As much as I love CBB, I might have to take my vote to the ice.
Okay. Chat, 5 plays, 5 winners. We got 2 minutes. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Go, go, go. I want to see 100 votes for the winner. Krabs, does your Mount St. Mary's have a chance to keep this game close tonight? Well, real Nicky Gambles, how about no? I think they're going to get destroyed personally, but love me some Mounts. Grew up going to games up there in Emmitsburg, going to Mount games. My parents went there, so love the Mounts. They've got an uphill battle this season. Usually the Mount has like one good transfer on their team every year that comes out of nowhere and is pretty decent. Last year it was Jalen Benjamin. We'll see who it is this season, but I don't really think, at least not by my preseason research, if they really have a guy this season. We'll see that. But yeah, chat, get those votes in. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, go. Get those votes in. 57 votes for Creighton right now, Javon. Sure. Okay.
Interesting.
Maryland is stacked this year with returning players and some interesting recruits. Yeah, they returned pretty much their big 3. A lot of veterans on that team, and then they have the 35th best prospect in his class from Virginia coming over from Paul VI, a high school out here, Javon. Pretty good school, pretty good program, pretty good player. The Terps are getting this season with Deshaun Harris-Smith. Remember that name, shooting guard, going to be a stud for the Terps this year. Plug-and-play starter already. He's going to be good.
That'll be fine.
Javon, 24-hour stream if Creighton loses outright.
Sure.
I think that's fair.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Chat, you heard it here first. W's. All right. Get those votes in. Hurry up. Go, 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 chat. I can't believe we only got 25 votes for Lemoyne. That is so soft.
Criminal.
That is so soft. Chat, looks like it's going to be Creighton laying 35.5. That is crazy, but you know what? It's so crazy that it just might work, Javon. I am there. It's going to be Creighton minus 35.5 for the squad ride. Chat, stick around for the surge stream. Okay, Trent's going to take you through the slate. All right, and we'll catch you guys on here tomorrow. Same time, same place. And yes, Max, we're going to have to hit a Mount game this year. We'll be seeing.
We will.
Peace, boys.